noticed a lot of increase in anxiety, energy, been having a lot of trouble sleeping at night. Ruby, my partner I live with, she's having trouble sleeping too. And we've just been feeling a lot of kind of panicky, like everything's falling apart kind of energy. And I thought maybe you might be feeling this too. Now, the interesting thing that made me kind of realize that this is probably more so a collective energy wave that's moving through is that the anxiety, a lot of times when I'm feeling anxious in my personal life about something, my mind focuses on that thing that I'm feeling anxious about, right? Like I'm panicking about one thing in specific. The interesting thing is, though, is that right now, currently in my life, at least at the time of making this video, everything's going pretty great. So I honestly was confused why I was feeling all anxious, and there wasn't anything specific that my mind is focused on. I now have just learned some of the news and things that are going on that are likely a cause of this big increase in collective anxiety right now. So I know it's strange to a lot of people, but I think if you found yourself here watching this video, you'll probably not find it that strange at all, and you're probably in tune with it, that we are all one in a very, very powerful way. That's kind of hard for us to perceive in our human suits, but at least we can feel it, you know? The energy moves through all of us, you know? We really are all connected. This has been seen throughout history where, like, for example, in one part of the world way, way, way back in the day, I don't have the exact facts here, okay? I'm just like paraphrasing something I learned in high school, I think. Right, in one tribe, far on one side of the earth, they discovered how to make canoes at the exact same time that they discovered it on the other side of the earth, right? And this shows this kind of link and connection that the ideas that we're having, the creativity, and even the traumas that's passing through us, we're all digesting it together and we're all connected to it. So the reason I wanted to make this video is because I got a little bit of distance from the anxiety. I've been tapping into some special ways that we can help ourselves to cope with the anxiety and to just be okay right now. Because I know that probably for a lot of people right now, there's a lot of this anxiousness going on. Whether it's about the specific events that are happening, whether that's what you're anxious about or not, you're still helping to digest this collective anxiety taking place. And I don't know, I just felt like maybe there's someone out there that might resonate with me and it might help. I would love to see a video like this when I used to have panic attacks all the time. I had a lot of anxiety growing up, so. This isn't like a new feeling to me. So here's the thing. The energy's moving through all of us and we're all kind of going through this together, which is kind of funny because a lot of what's creating this is this hallucination and illusion that we are separate from each other and that we're against each other, right? I'm not going to talk about the specifics because personally I think there's better things to talk about in this current moment with you. But it's this resistance and pushing against it. So I find that a lot of what can help indirectly to help us to digest this anxiety and this energy that's moving through us is to spend more time around each other and to spend more time being grateful for the people that are in your life, the people, the animals, the nature around you, to allow yourself to feel connected to it. What you making, Ruby?
Oh, I'm making tofu broccoli rice, but it's not done.
I mean, I know that might sound kind of strange, like, oh, Nathan, that's not gonna solve anything. But what we're talking about specifically in this video is you and how to help you to cope with this energy and continue on in your life in a healthy way. So that's what the direction of this video is, just to make that clear. You know, to be connected to those around you will really help to digest this energy for the collective, and in my personal opinion, help us to get through this in a much more profound way and a lot quicker too, is by seeing that we're one and by interacting and engaging in energetic activities with each other that demonstrate that and help us to feel that. The separation causes a lot of resistance, you know? So just being together, loving the people that are around you. I know it sounds strange, especially when you're anxious. It can be kind of hard to get yourself to move away from what you're anxious about and change the vibe. So it might take a little bit of willpower, but I'm telling you, you know, you got someone in your life, maybe a friend, family member, a romantic partner, a pet. Just spend some time with them and allow yourself to feel that love, you know, be there for them. treat each other, you know? And that's going to indirectly help to really help us all get through this. To be perfectly honest, is my personal opinion. Now, second to this is really important, is to realize that this energy that's passing through right now, it isn't yours. You know, it's not mine. And I feel like this is why right now I'm experiencing anxiety energy to a very high degree. It is very, very intense. And again, I know because I used to have like panic attacks and lots of anxiety, and this is right up there with it, to be honest. But I feel totally calm and collected. And I'm able to go about my day and enjoy the people around me, be present, you know, keep making videos and stuff, and not engage in disastrous behaviors, which what I might have done previously is engaged in taking a bunch of drugs and self-sabotaging and self-destructing my life, you know, binge watching shows. That energy is there. I could easily turn to that kind of coping mechanism again and go back into those patterns. But I think that the reason why it's not bothering me this time is because I'm a little bit distant from that anxiety, meaning I'm not attaching to it. You know, I'm not thinking that it's mine. I'm not allowing this anxiety to freak me out about certain things. I'm not going, oh my God, I'm so anxious. Everything's falling apart. My YouTube's going horrible. You know, oh, my relationship, Ruby's gonna leave me. I'm not attaching to the anxiousness that the thoughts take place in, because they're not actually mine. They're just passing through, right? So what I'm really saying here is the awareness that this is an energy wave that is passing through our collective right now. The awareness that it's not yours. There's very likely, maybe for someone, maybe there's specific reasons in your current personal life, things that you have control over, or at least the control to interact with. Maybe there are specific things that are causing you anxiety. And in that case, I'd say anxiety is a great sign that maybe we should stand up and change some things, right? Maybe that anxious feeling isn't something to medicate. Maybe it's something from your higher self trying to show you, you know, hey, maybe you don't like the current life you've manifested. Maybe you should let go a little bit more. You know, maybe allow yourself to live more in your genuine self. But anyways, I think maybe that's happening for some people. But I think generally speaking right now, I've seen it taking place in my friends around me, everybody that I know is going through this because it's a collective wave. A lot of the collective is freaking out right now about certain things. And whether you're freaked out about those things or not, you are part of the collective and you are digesting that same energy that's being created. So knowing that it's not yours, it doesn't belong to you, it's just passing through, is honestly my most powerful way that I'm really getting through this. You know, I still feel the anxiety, I still feel the stress, but I know it's not mine and I don't really worry about it. You know, it's gonna be okay. It's not mine. You know, eventually this energy wave will pass. Now I have an interesting story I'd like to share real quick just to demonstrate this, and then I'm actually gonna hop into some other kind of metaphysical practices. And for those of my friends here, if you resonate with crystals, which really resonate with me, I've got a few that I wanted to mention that you could work with right now that I think are gonna be beneficial. But this story is that when I was in Mount Shasta, we went to a bonfire. It was a full moon bonfire thing. It was like a huge manifestation party. And a lot of us were taking psychedelics at this time and really amping it up, right? So we were very open, very sensitive, a lot of stuff going on, right? That's just the honest truth of the story. Now, some dude jumps in the center of the fire that we're all dancing around and playing drums while tripping out with a mask on and a chainsaw and starts swinging it around, like kind of charging towards people with it. This obviously is like, what the heck, right? Now, here's the thing that I am mentioning this for, okay? I'm not gonna dive into that story or explain what ended up happening, though I know it's weird. This dude was basically just, he wanted attention. He was trying to scare all of us that we're all happy and trigger us into fear is basically my theory. What happened is that I process things extremely slowly. For me, it takes me a while to register what's really going on. The doctors called this a speed processing disorder when I was a kid, right? Basically, if you throw a ball, if we're playing catch, it'll hit me in the face, and then 3 seconds later, I'll go, ow. That's how my thoughts basically take place, right? So I basically was just frozen, and I didn't understand what was happening. I was just confused. But by the time I realized what was going on, everybody was panicking and freaking out, screaming, running. People were crying, running to their cars. And this wave of panic completely came into me before I even knew what was happening. So before I even knew that there was a potential threat or something to be freaked out about, before I even knew that, my body was already processing the panic. It was this wave of energy. And I proceeded to stand there and watch this all taking place, where this literally, it was a wave passing through all of us. We were all digesting it together, this panic, like as a pack. And I thought that's really interesting. So it took a few of us and one of my really good friends to help go around and help calm people down and remind us to stay in love. We don't need to contribute to that fear. No one's hurt, everything's fine. Anyways, moving forwards. I know that's a crazy story. Crazy story, I know. I need to move real quick here, even though I won't look as good with the light on my face. I need to put my camera in some shade or it's gonna overheat from the sun right now. I think that that's pretty good, yeah. You got a little bit of light, you can see my eyes and this nice Sedona rock back here. So I guess you could probably tell the general direction of this video. You know, I'm being casual about it, but this anxiety that's moving through all of us, previously in my life, it could have caused me to make certain decisions or freak out or turn to some really negative coping mechanisms that I've let go of recently in my life. I don't want to go back, you know, but I feel that choice is there. I feel that part of me that attaches to the anxiety and believes it's mine, thinking like, hey, maybe I should take some drugs to help myself process this. But I don't need to do that when I realize that the anxiety isn't mine, it's just passing through. It's like the wind blowing through the trees. The wind doesn't belong to the trees. It's just moving through. You know, if the tree all of a sudden attached to the wind and says, oh my God, I'm the wind, I need to heal this, I need to stop this. You guys are smart. You know what I'm saying. So I really just wanted to make this video because, you know, it's a big time right now on our planet. But a lot of us are waking up and we're tapping into a lot of love and unconditional love within us and really high vibrational energy, and it's beautiful. And it puts us in a really valuable position where when things like this are going on our planet, realizing that you're part of the collective, you know, just by you holding space and holding yourself in a quote unquote high vibration and staying in love is actually helping things more than we might know, because we're part of that collective. We can be a chain reaction. We can start that wave. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to feed in and help increase the fear and the panic and the freaking out and defensiveness. We can stay in love and we can just hold that. It doesn't mean we got to go around telling all our friends and family, hey, you got to do this. No, because that's not unconditional love. That's us trying to force somebody to see things from our perspective. Holding yourself in a way where you're allowing everyone to be and loving them regardless is a wave that we can send out in this collective consciousness right now just by being it ourselves, just by being it now. It's going to impact our life in a really powerful way, and it's going to impact our whole universe in a really powerful way, I promise you. So we all can do something right now about this collective fear. We all can do something about collective consciousness, all of the collective conflict that happens within it. We can do something about it right now. We really are the change that we've been looking for in the world around us. It always takes place within first. And that's our power right now together, is being that within ourselves. It's very powerful. So the next thing that I wanted to mention, I need to move around a little bit. I just like walking and talking. The next thing I wanted to mention is some practices and things. So obviously, I don't even have to say it, but meditation is going to be extremely powerful right now. Specifically because meditation is the practice that helps you to detach from these things that are passing through. Helps you to realize that even your thoughts actually aren't yours. It's like the wind passing through the trees. And when we don't attach to these things, it helps us to stay present and stay in love. It is really, really powerful. So I highly, highly recommend that if you're not a meditator, or even if you are, get into it. Really allow yourself to do that, not just for you, but for the whole collective right now. It is a very powerful thing that we can do, is to stay meditated and stay in love. I'm serious, it's extremely profound, more than we might know. Now, second to this, a lot of us, we're very sensitive to energy, right? That's actually partially why we're tuned in and experiencing this anxiety in the collective so profoundly, is because we're so sensitive. You know, my mom, she's a super sensitive person. She legit feels an earthquake or starts processing emotions. She gets all weepy and feels like she's mourning people. And then all of a sudden, a week later, there's a tsunami and a bunch of people die, you know? There's like really interesting things that happen like this. And it is because we are everything. We are everyone. We're everything that's happening. And we can tune into these things even before they happen. I'm getting a little off track though. The helpful thing that I wanted to share with you is crystal energy is very powerful for us. Always, you know, not just right now, but always. But in the now moment is where we can actually tap into their power most effectively. Now, recently, well, not recently, it was a few months ago, I made a video where I was talking about how the power of crystals isn't real, after I had been basically saying for a long time that it is. Then I came back and said it is again. Now, what's right about this? Like, what's the truth? Well, I don't know the truth. We can only be it right now in the present moment. But it seems like to me in my experience that all realities are possible. And they all, again, they take place within you. And it seems to me like if you want to experience the power of crystals, you have to resonate at the frequency of reality where the power exists. Because it seems like to me that there are timelines and dimensions of myself where it doesn't exist. And then there are ones where it does. This is a huge conversation. If you're interested in this, or even just more videos like this in general, definitely make sure to subscribe. I got a lot of content coming out right now intended to really help, and I'm making some courses to help people tap into certain powers and things and help you to resonate with that timeline version of yourself, to be able to experience the things you want to experience. So yeah, stay tuned anyways. So here's the thing. If you're someone who's really experiencing the energy of crystals, there's a few that I'm working with right now that if you resonate with me, it might help you at this time too. So the first one I'm waving around right here, this is Diamantina Lemurian quartz. Now, the reason that I really especially feel that this is very powerful right now for me is because the energy is so slick and so smooth. It's hard to explain, but like, look at this, like this face where it's like, oh, yeah, like it's challenged to explain energy sometimes, right? But it's such a slick energy where I just feel like I'm the king of the world, you know, and nothing can knock me down. Now, this is a powerful form of confidence and personal empowerment that we can tap into right now and hold that vibration. Whereas a lot of in the collective, there's the potential right now to freak out and feel like you don't have a grip on anything and everything's gonna ruin your life and stuff. So it helps to tap into that other aspect, almost the counterpart of that energy. Now, second to this, Diamantina Lemurian quartz for me really helps me to reflect myself and to feel the higher parts of my being, more specifically in the fifth dimensional aspect of my awareness. Now, in this space, which I've actually got a lot of videos on Diamantina Lemurian quartz, I'll tag a playlist below for you guys if you're curious, because I already have a lot of videos talking about how you work with the Lemurian quartz to do this, how to tap into that 5D consciousness. I've already made those videos. But the thing is, for me, is that's how it works. I tap into the 5D, check out those videos to see how. But it's really awesome because when you're up there, when your awareness is up there more, it's very obvious that everything that's playing out is you, and that the change all takes place within. And that really all the conflict that's taking place outside of ourselves is our own projection of the conflict that's happening within ourselves. And it helps to see that actually everything's happening perfectly. Even the conflicts that are taking place externally, it's just the internal digestion experiencing itself as a hallucinated story, which is our reality. Now, again, you can see how this might help you to feel more calm about what's going on. You know, realizing that this isn't actually really real. This is real. This is real. This is what matters right now. Now, second to this, I'm gonna do my best, just in case anybody's interested. If you have any questions, you can send me a message on my Etsy, which is tagged below. I'm gonna do my best to get a few of the Diamantina Lemurian quartz from my collection up. There's a few that I'm just not connecting with right now that I have previously, and perhaps it's just because I'm supposed to pass them on. But anyways, if you don't see them there, it's because I didn't get to it yet, but I'm going to do my best. Second to this is moldavite. Now, the reason that I think moldavite's really powerful right now, and again, I've already made a lot of videos about this, about moldavite, so I'm not going to get into how to work with other things like this. You can just check my playlist below. But the reason that I think moldavite is really valuable right now and why it's really helping me at this time is because moldavite has this energetic way about it that's really helping us to transform. Now, this transformation that takes place, it's really helping us to bring ourselves into the present awareness. And when you're in the present awareness, you're not freaking out about things that might happen tomorrow. You're just truly grateful for this blissed out, really appreciative experience that you're having today, here, with this beautiful world around you. Wherever you are, there's beauty there, I promise. But you're not going to see it until you're present. So moldavite helps us to transform into that presence. And it does so by helping us to let go of things that aren't actually ours. And I think a lot of us, even me still, sorry about that, it's a hot day out right now and the camera overheated, so now I'm in my van in the shade. Anyways, what I was saying is that a lot of us are actually carrying a lot of things that really don't belong to us. Again, you know, when we have certain thoughts and we attach them and we believe that they're ours, we kind of carry it around and we kind of plant those thoughts and things a lot deeper in our subconscious, which really manifests our reality. And at the very least, whatever your opinion is about it, it really impacts the way you perceive your reality. And what's reality anyways, other than your perception? But anyways, you know, this energy really helps us to let go of these things. And it does so in a pretty intense way. I'm not going to get into it. A lot of you guys already know about it. And like I said, I already have a whole bunch of videos about it tagged in the playlist below. But the number one reason why I'm mentioning this, even though all those things lend themselves to exactly what's going on right now and this exact wave that's moving through the collective, the number one reason I'm mentioning it is because of a kind of side effect of this crystal that I think a lot of people might not like, but I think it's perfect right now for me and what I'm resonating with. And it's that moldavite, for me, it really makes me very spacey. Like Ruby, for example. Can I show you Ruby?
Yeah.
Are you in front of the camera?
Hi.
Yeah. That's Ruby. This is our van that we live together in. But anyways, Ruby and I could be having a conversation, and it's hilarious because 30 seconds after the conversation, I don't remember having the conversation. I don't remember any of the words that happened. It's like I'm just like, wah, 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 wah. It's like I'm an empty shell. Now, I think a lot of people see this as a side effect of working with moldavite that they don't appreciate. To me, I see it as a big echo of exactly what we're talking about. You're not attaching to the thoughts. You're not even attaching to the experiences that you're having. So it makes you much lighter because you're not holding on to them, clinging to them, working so hard to remember them. Excuse me. It's like you're more so just present, and present moment consciousness is really kind of like a hollow shell where the wind just blows through and you're not holding on to it. So I think that a lot of what we might be panicking about, if you're having trouble with your thoughts about it, if your thoughts are spinning out of control, then I see this as a really awesome energy right now, because it'll just make it so like just things just go right through you. If you're new to this crystal though, to be honest, it might actually amplify the intensity and anxiety you're going through right now, because that's kind of how moldavite rolls. But I just wanted to include it in the video because those are the two that I'm really resonating with. So, you know, there's a lot going on right now in the world. But in my personal opinion, what it really is that there's a lot going on inside of you. There's a lot going on inside of me right now. And that's where the battle actually is. It's within. It was never an external battle to begin with. You know, that's when we project at each other and try to control each other, and we project our own internal conflict and tell each other, this is you doing this to me. But it was never that way ever. It's always within us. And I know that this huge anxiety wave moving through right now might be really intense for a lot of us, especially when you're a sensitive person like me and like probably you resonating to be here. It's really intense, I know. But we're gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be fine. And it's looking within that is really the solution. It's within us. Everything that we've ever been looking for is the one who's looking. That's a fun quote to leave you with. I really do hope that this video has helped you, or at least enabled you to connect to a different wave of energy, kind of a transmission to help you to align yourself with a new version where I think maybe if you take a few moments after turning off this video and just appreciate your environment and see how your perspective of things is different. It's not because of me. It's not because I changed your perspective. It's because internally you've connected to the energy that I'm putting out, which again, it's about you. That's the feeling you're creating within yourself. So just at least give that permission to realize that the reality that we're experiencing, this perspective and the things that are happening, is severely influenced by the feeling within us, which we absolutely have power with, and the power to influence. Okay, I think if I keep going, I'll just keep rambling. But yeah, I hope this helped. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, I love you guys. And I'm going through it too. But it's kind of empowering in a lot of ways. So I'll see you guys for the next video. Okay.